Ah, yes, his acting career with football goes from Polk High to Little Giants. Now he's on Modern Family. Season 9 begins tomorrow night on ABC on Modern Family, one of the funniest shows of all time, which it is. Great to see back here on the Rich Eisen Show, Ed O'Neill. Good to see you, sir.
Thanks, Rich. Nice to be here.
So, again, it's funny. Every time you come in here, I hear a news story from you off air that I'm like, you got to let's talk about this on the air. And it all comes from the fact that you're from Youngstown. Yeah. Because it's like every football coach or a bunch of football players or Eddie DeBartolo. You grew up with all these people, right?
The Stoops brothers and Narduzzi, his son now is playing. His father coached me in high school.
Whose father?
Bill Narduzzi.
Okay.
The kid at Pitt, the head coach. I call him Kid. He's the head coach of Pitt.
Yeah.
His father coached me in high school. And Jerry Hanlon coached me in high school, who was a 30-year assistant coach at Michigan with Bo.
Bo Schembechler, who was, from the cradle of coaches, as it's known in Miami, Ohio, because he was there.
That's right, with a teammate of mine named Jimmy Shaw.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did you know Bo well?
Well, I covered Bo's final season for the Michigan Daily.
Okay.
In 1990, and that was a lifetime memory. Well, I'll never forget where I was the first person in the room at his weekly press availability, Ed. It would be at a local restaurant.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there eating a hamburger by myself at the table, and Bo had heart surgery twice over, couldn't eat it, and he just sits down. It's just me and Bo Schembechler. He's not eating, I'm eating, and I'm like, oh my God, do I keep eating? Do I get up? What do I do? And he just looks at me and he goes, how's that taste?
He was a funny guy. People didn't realize
how
I met him through Jerry Hanlon.
Okay.
And because when I was out here, I was doing Married with Children. Mm-hmm. They played in the Rose Bowl with Brady. Brady's senior year.
97.
Yes.
Okay.
And they came out and Jerry called me and said, we're practicing in Pasadena. Why don't you come out and meet the team?
Well, Brian Greasy was the quarterback at that team. Brady was probably like third string or fourth string or something like that at the time. So you met Tom?
I met him then. Yeah. And then later I did a pilot with him with Jennifer Love-Hewitt. He had won his first Super Bowl, I think, or might even been his second.
Hold on a second. What do you mean? You did a pilot with Tom Brady?
Yeah, I did a pilot with Tom Brady.
And Jennifer Love-Hewitt?
Jennifer Love-Hewitt, and who was the great linebacker at Penn State that unfortunately got injured and didn't play a whole lot? That same age as Brady. He was a All-American.
LeVar Arrington?
Yes, he was in the pilot. And another player, too.
What was the name of the show? So it never aired? Never got to air?
I played her father, and this was funny because she came to me. She was single, and so was he, but I think she didn't know he was sort of engaged. Mm-hmm. So she said, would you go to him and tell him that I'm interested in him? I think he's... I said, what about me? What about me?
So Jennifer Love-Hewitt wanted to use you, Ed O'Neill, as Cupid with Tom Brady?
She wanted me to be the Cupid, yeah. And I think I did it. I mentioned.
But Brady's wound up on top, I think. Brady,
he's done all right.
He's done all right for himself.
He's done all right.
So you met Brady back in the day and you met Bo too at the time?
I met Bo the same time.
Yeah, Bo was here. Bo was here. That's the last time I saw Bo was before the Rose Bowl game that Michigan lost to Vince Young in Texas in the mid-aughts, and he passed away the next year. Yeah. He died the next year. Yeah, Bo, man, I'll tell you what, a lot of Michigan people come through the pipeline from the state down
my brother's
down
wife
south.
Graduated from Michigan. I had a whole Michigan thing. And a lot of guys from Youngstown played for Michigan.
Right.
And
so what was it like? You said you grew up around the Stoops family too? Ed?
Yeah, the Stoops, Bobby Stoops, and his brothers, and then his father. Mm-hmm. His father was a hell of a coach.
Right.
And so I just had dinner with Bobby, like maybe, I guess it's 2 years ago. Yeah. Out here. With his whole family.
Bobby.
And I tell you, guys don't know because you look at him, I don't know. He was a defensive back who would really light you up. I mean, he could hit. He wasn't the fastest guy in the world. But if he hit you, you stayed hit.
What was your game like?
My game?
Yeah. What was your game like, Ed O'Neill? What was your football game like?
I mean, I was probably a hitter. I was a hitter.
You didn't wrap up? You didn't take someone down?
Sometimes I made the mistake of not wrapping up. You hit the guy, he'd go back 5 yards and then turn around and go the other, keep going.
But you were on the D line, right? You were on the D line?
Yeah, I played middle guard, linebacker, defensive end. Then I played tight end a little bit. I was like trying to find, what could I play in the pros? I was 225. But I needed to be.
But the Steelers knocked on your door. I know we've discussed this before, but in light of the fact of Dan Rooney passing away last year, did you have any interaction with the Rooneys at all when you were in that training camp?
I did. Yeah, I met Dan and I met not Andy.
Well, I mean Art.
Art. I met Art.
The big Art. I mean,
I'll tell you. But listen, I'll tell you a funny story. It's brief.
Okay.
I was at Sophia Vergara's wedding in Florida.
By the way, great way to start a story.
Yeah. Quite a wedding. At the,
with Manganiello, right? With Joe.
Yeah, with Joe.
Good old Joe.
Manganiello.
Okay. Yes. Big Steeler fan. Big Western
Huge
PA
Steeler
guy.
fan.
Yeah.
So I had a good in there because I had, had a cup of coffee with them. So I'm standing at the reception having a drink, and a guy approaches me and says, "There's a guy here I'm with who is your biggest fan. And he's over there, but he's too shy to approach." And I looked over and I said, "That's Franco Harris." He said, "Yes, it's Franco Harris." Now, Franco Harris came the year after I was cut.
Okay.
Because I would have been with like Terry Bradshaw. Well, no. I was a rookie with
Gilliam.
No, well, Gilliam was on the team then.
Okay.
But no, Terry Hanratty.
Okay.
From Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm.
So Franco comes over and we shake hands and I'm looking at him, and he says, "Oh, Mr. O'Neill," I mean, he was like, I don't know, he was shy. And I said, "Franco, wait a minute. You're my biggest fan." He says, "Absolutely. I've seen everything you've done." I said, "Hang on. I was there the year before you. I lasted about 2 weeks or so. I don't know what it was. I get cut. You come in, win 4 Super Bowls. I'm your idol. I didn't even make the team, Well, we had a great time.
So
he looks like he could still play, by the way.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
Great guy.
I know. And him and what he stands for with the Steelers organization and for all those years. So Manganiello, I mean, talk about, now I'm just putting two together because I didn't know. He got to invite Franco Harris to his wedding. I mean,
there were a lot of guys. There were a lot of people there. I mean, it was like A-list.
Who else was there?
Name drop. Let's go.
From the Steelers. There was one of the owners that I had drinks with afterwards.
Okay.
And,
it's probably Thomas
they're not
Tull.
all Roonies now.
No, Thomas Tull. I'm sure that's who it was there.
Yeah,
okay.
I think it was.
See, I know.
I
don't know everything, but I think I do.
Oh, we had a great time.
So were there any other players that were there too? That were there?
No,
not really.
But there was the guys from the strip movie. All those guys.
Oh, from Magic Mike.
Yeah, Magic Mike and all those guys.
Did they do a routine?
And Pitbull did a little thing. Yeah. And I ducked out early. I actually.
Oh, you tapped? Are you a tap? Do you tap out early?
Anymore, I do. Yeah, anymore. And in fact, the guy, the owner, said, you got to come down here and we got to, see a game and. We'll put you in a box and the whole thing. And I said, I don't want to do it.
Well, let's take a break here. So I want to talk about how you tapped out on Mayweather McGregor before they even touched gloves.
Yeah.
Okay, because I know you're a big MMA guy. Ed O'Neill of Modern Family. Love chatting with him back in 60 seconds. And again, if you're on hold, we'll take your phone calls before we close up shop here on this busy Tuesday. We are back, and so is Modern Family. Season 9 premieres tomorrow night at 9 Eastern Time on ABC. Eric Stonestreet, who's been on the show before, big Chiefs fan. He's going to be fired up that they're 3-0. He loves Kansas State. Ty Burrell's Rams are 2-1. My gosh, Ed O'Neill here for another segment here on the Rich Eisen Show, and we'll talk about Modern Family in a second. You are an MMA guy, right? You love
I watch
mixed martial arts.
Yeah.
You do jiu-jitsu yourself,
I've
correct?
been doing it with the Gracies as a hobby for a long, long time. 30 years, maybe.
Okay, for 30 years.
30 years, yeah.
What do you like about it?
I'm not sure. It's a kind of a fascinating martial art.
Okay, so you just enjoy
I just enjoy the technique of it.
Does it get you calm? Does it calm you down?
Yeah, it does.
It does.
When it's over.
When it's all over.
If you go to sleep, especially.
Right, and I know. So
if you're choked out.
So what did you think of Mayweather McGregor?
Well, when I heard they were going to do it, first of all, I didn't think it would ever happen. I thought that makes no sense.
Well, I mean, the money. You knew that somebody would finally come around.
Then I started to think if they're going to give the McGregor $100 million, I would do it. I would have fought him for $100 million. You know,
How many rounds do you think you could have gone? Ed?
I would have made it as short as possible, and I would have been looking for the soft spot. You know,
This soft spot.
yeah. But so then I thought, well, he's not going to. You know, it can't. It's apples and oranges. You know, the two different disciplines.
Right.
So I knew that he had no real chance. No chance. I mean, what would the chance? 100 to 1 or less or more.
Well, a puncher's chance, though, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
but no.
So you didn't even buy the fight?
No. I had no interest in watching it.
Did you go online or
No.
to see what happened?
No. And one of the few times I've never done that.
Do you know what happened in the fight?
I heard. I mean, I don't think anything about that.
Huh.
You know, I mean, if it had been in MMA rules, it would have been a half a round.
Where McGregor would
wins.
have wiped the floor with him.
Kicks. It kicked the legs out from under him.
Right.
It would have been boring to the point that Mayweather probably would have taken 2 kicks and backed up and looked at the ref and knelt down and said no. And that would have been it. You'd have paid, $500 for your seat, and that would have been it.
Right. And what? So did you Triple G and Alvarez? You checked that one
Now
out?
that one I actually didn't see it. I saw the highlights.
Okay.
Though. And of course, that was bad refereeing.
That was
crazy.
You got to be kidding me, right?
Yeah. I mean, 118, 110 is a blowout. And he's the champ.
And then the other cards are much tighter. One called it a draw, which
even a draw is horrible.
Exactly. That if say somebody had given Alvarez the fight by 2 points on another card, we'd be still talking about that.
Yes.
But even if that had happened, we'd be talking more about the draw card than anything else right now, wouldn't we?
It's boxing, man. Boxing is just
stinks.
Yeah.
But what was the last?
There aren't even any good fighters.
What's the last fight you bought then, Ed?
Geez, I don't remember. I don't buy them anymore.
Huh?
I don't buy them. I was a huge boxing fan all my life. Mm-hmm. And I saw it deteriorating over the years, with less fighters and less trainers. Mm-hmm. And, you fight once a year now, and it's usually a hand-picked guy. And,
you saw Jake LaMotta passed away recently.
I knew Jake because, he when I was doing Knockout on Broadway with Aiello, he came. It was right after Raging Bull came out.
And?
Interesting fella.
Yeah?
Tough guy.
Uh-huh.
I mean, one of the great tough guys.
Just getting to meet him like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I met Dempsey.
You met Dempsey too.
Yeah, I got my picture taken with Dempsey.
Man,
he came to the play.
You have you've crossed, and we showed on the television only segment last hour of the Dinner with Don, the Don Rickles series that's coming out online that the AARP put together that I was fortunate enough to sit down and do with him. You met Rickles too?
Yeah, I knew Don. Don was a great guy. Very funny, very kind guy.
How did you get to meet Don Rickles?
Years ago, I did that show he was on. That I did what was it? The tic-tac-toe thing.
The Hollywood Squares?
Hollywood Squares. That's where I met him. On Hollywood Squares.
So you were a square on Hollywood Squares?
I was a square. I don't know why I ever did that show, but I did do it. He was doing it. A number of other people were doing it. And then so, you do a lot of them in one day, one or 2 days. You do quite a few.
Sure.
So I got to know him. And then later I'd run into him. Well, Mastro's Steak, whatever,
Right.
I was with somebody and they said, hey, Don, you know this guy over here? He looked and said, what is this, a test? He couldn't see me,
Oh, I thought he could be. He couldn't see it, or maybe that was just a.
Well, then he came over.
Punchline.
My wife told me it was, he's just a great guy.
I know. Gone. He had a life in full, to say the least.
He sure did.
Modern Family, season 9, back again. The whole crew back again. Got me a little nervous that it might not happen, Ed. But we're here though, right?
Well, that's negotiations.
That's the way it works.
Yeah.
Okay. Is this it?
Yeah. You got to say, hey, I don't mind Hawaii. I got a place over there.
That's the
yeah.
That's the tactic. See ya.
Aloha.
Right. Yeah. Right. But you're still enjoying doing it.
Oh, I love it. I love doing it. Best job I ever had.
More than Married with Children?
Yeah, because it's less work. It's 3 families, and when the other 2 families are working, you're not.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So it's about 2.5 days a week or 3 days a week.
Right. And is this the last season?
No, we're contracted for another one.
Okay.
So we're going to go 10.
And then
It's open-ended, but I don't know about after 10,
But there's this one, and then there's the next one, and
That's
then we'll
right.
see how it goes.
That's right, Rich.
Well, it's as funny as ever, Ed, man. It is.
Thank you. I think it is.
I mean, I can't wait to see more of these episodes, and we're gonna get. I think Stone Street's coming in a couple of weeks.
Eric's great.
He is.
And it's funny because Ty pretends he's the same kind of sports fan, but he's not.
Okay, what do you mean by that?
He'll tease Eric about it, and then say about he's the Oregon Ducks.
Yeah.
And he made up a little song, and he sings it to him. They're fast, oh, they're so fast. They run down the field, they're fast, you can't catch them. It's like how fast they are. Yeah. And Eric goes nuts.
Yeah. And you did a scene with Peyton Manning last year, right?
Well, I did a show with him.
Did a whole show with him.
Did a whole
right?
show. He played Coach Bob or something like that.
How was he?
Great. He was really great. It's funny, though, because I had done a documentary. I did the voiceover of his documentary.
For the Timeline, yeah.
Timeline, right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I knew about his preparation. In football, it's legendary. His preparation. Mm-hmm. I was amazed. And he did the same thing for the show. He wanted to know this and, and I said, Peyton, just do it. You don't have to worry about it.
He asked you, Well,
he was asking our producers, what kind of character. I'm not playing myself. I'm playing a character. And just, pretend, I'm not.
No, man, it's his first 15 scripted,
he
all
takes
that stuff.
It seriously.
And then he's Mr. Audible, too, so he didn't.
He did fine.
Yeah,
he did great.
He's as good as they come.
And, he's 6'5". He's a big guy.
Yeah. That's why he's on the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on, Ed.
My pleasure.
I love it when you come in here. And
thanks
for being here. And again, thanks for not going to Hawaii yet and doing Modern Family for season 9 and 10.
Well, I was hoping they'd come around.
I'm glad it all worked out.
Yes.
It all premieres 9 Eastern on ABC tomorrow.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on radio stations across the country and audience.
If you like that video, be sure to download our app, and I'll be sure to help the NFL figure out what a catch is.